Hello everybody. Today we're going to look into change management for your CRM system. Okay, so let's go. Change management inside your CRM system can be incredibly complex depending on where you are with your CRM maturity. So if you're just starting out, you're implementing something and you see that you need some changes, of course, go ahead and change it. No need to think about it further, and maybe this video is not for you. If you, however, have a productive system up and running, you have integrated systems, you've got a lot of workflows, conditions, different data, scenarios, communication going out to your customers, then you want to think about change in a way different manner than from way before when you implemented the CRM system. So let's go in and see how we do this. So usually you would work in increments. So you would define smaller projects, smaller milestones, and then try to implement those smaller part projects like separated into smaller processes. So you would start the change of the CRM system by setting up the strategy and the planning. Let's go into what you have to define here. So you've got business goals, meaning you are currently at one point and you want to accomplish yet another thing. And you should map your real processes or at least understand them fairly well. Let's try to come up with a more complex example. Let's assume you're running a chain of supermarkets and you have a loyalty program connected or built into your CRM system. And now you want to fundamentally change the onboarding process and how this would be working at the moment. Let's go through it. So you define your business goals and you would map the real process. That means you've got current process and a target or a future process. At the moment, you would then have your KPIs already defined from before, and now you would try to define other KPIs because after all, you're implementing this change because you're expecting some improvement, increase of revenue, reduction of churn rate or something. And therefore, you can now set up those KPIs. You would now current versus future state workflows, try to define them and see where the differences are. Then the next thing would be the governance and the design. So here, clarify roles and responsibilities, define data rules, very important as well. So here it always makes sense if you're in this kind of scenario, if this video is for you anyway, you would have a product owner. So most likely this product owner for the CRM, for the marketing or sales systems, she or he would define the process and would be responsible for driving this whole process. Maybe there needs to be some communication to the sales department, maybe for the onboarding product owner as well, and maybe you've got the markets as well, so there needs to be some feedback with all the different markets. Maybe there needs to be something in print as well, and so on. So it's very complex. Who is responsible for what? When do we need to align what, and so on. Then the data rules. So you might have like an app or like a website where you collect data, but it could also be that you've got some paper where you collect data, some point of interest terminal or whatever where you collect data from different systems. It's very important that those data points are just clearly defined. So it's very important that the fields names are the same, the validation rules are the same all over the different systems. And what happens if one front-end system did not implement the validation rules? Would the CRM then throw an error and the front-end would go back and evaluate the error message from the CRM system, or how would you handle these? So very, very complex design process questions here that you need to address in advance, or during the process. And only then did you outline the current version, the future version. You aligned all the different stakeholders. You aligned the data flows, the data income, the outcome, the KPIs, and so on. Then you can start with your CRM system and with the training. So the CRM system can be very difficult itself as well. So you would then start to configure your CRM. But maybe you need to develop something. Maybe you need to do a technical setup and an integration in existing systems. Maybe you need to do a data migration and or a data transformation. What happens to those users or customers who are currently in the old onboarding journey? When do you switch and how does the switch look like? So incredibly complex questions to plan out, to map out, and to eventually change. Then, of course, you need user workshops. Ideally, you would present a development version already before you deploy it live. And then after the live deployment, you would have some hot standby phase where you would be able to jump in, correct things right away. And then, of course, you've got user workshops and performance monitoring. The user workshops should happen before you deploy anything. Then you've got basically data monitoring, which should happen all the time. So before the data transformation, data migration, whilst you're doing the live deployment, and then after you deployed everything, you'll have to see whether the systems are still working as expected. It could happen that there are so many different details which will all come together at once and make those things very, very difficult. And eventually, you will then have a successful adoption. Again, if this video is for you, you're in a much bigger project and you roughly know this. It still makes sense to outline this more precisely. You should be working in a more structured manner than before when you have been smaller. There have been less systems integrated and depending on the CRM system, and therefore you usually don't have any big issues and everything should be working smooth if you adopt those kind of processes. So if you're doing any sort of change management, do it in a very structured manner. If you're just growing into this with your company, with your project, it's very, very difficult to first adopt the different way of working here. You have to be way more self-disciplined. It's a lot of more communication with other stakeholders and users and different departments before you do anything. So here the technical part, it exists definitely. It is critical as well, but you need to have way more communication and way more involvement from everybody. So yes, there are meetings. Yes, there are other people who sit in meetings who might not really need to be there all the time, who don't contribute to the technical changes that you do there. Keep your meetings at the right level so that everybody is really involved in those meetings. Keep them short, but to the point. Try to make it visual as well. Try to outline your target schedule, your agenda, and everything in detail, and things would be working much more smoothly for you. It's very complex. If you don't have the capacity here, or if you need help to change into this way of working, let me know. My team and I, we're happy to help you there and guide you on the way to digital transformation success there. That was it already for this video. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye.